We're going to pull up now our reporter, April Pierdant, who has more information on what's exactly going on, where we're at right now regarding the what's expected of this whole area. I have a little bit of audio coming through one of our, there we go, fixed. So where do we stand now? Because I know just a few weeks ago we had the reports of stuff crumbling from the garage. That's when everything kind of, slowed down in that area. That's when they blocked off the road. But where are we standing now?
Yeah, so as of now, they did do a demolition project on one of the side of the buildings.
Okay.
And so they completely demolished that top end where the bricks were falling.
Okay.
So that happened this past week. And so now they're in the process of doing a structural assessment with their engineers, just kind of seeing whether this parking garage building is going to be completely demolished or whether it's still salvageable. And so yeah, that's kind of I spoke with the director of development who works for NORF Companies, that those are the people that own that specific building.
And now, is this the specific part that was torn
Yes,
down?
so as you can see right there,
There used to be a wall.
That used to be a wall. It used to be covered in bricks, and so that's completely demolished. And so that's where they're at right now, just trying to figure out whether the structural assessment's going to give them the okay to remodel it, or they might have to possibly demolish the whole building itself, just for safety reasons.
Right.
Really,
You don't want kids getting in there or anything like that.
exactly. So that, and then also there's a lot of pedestrians that walk around that area as
Yes.
well, and vehicles that drive through that area. So it's just a matter of fact, the development director for that company did say that they're just in a waiting game right now, so they don't really know what's up until they get the okay from the engineers.
All right, let's hear more.
We just completed last week the demolition of the compromise section. It was completed, ahead of schedule, and now we're able to fully reopen the vehicular traffic. But to ensure pedestrian safety, we are keeping the surrounding sidewalks closed until further assessments are completed.
With that, do you know how long that would maybe take going forward?
At this time, there's a lot of unknown right now. We still are waiting for our engineer to provide a overall condition assessment. Until we know those next steps, we can't open the surrounding sidewalks. We don't know right now, just because there's still uncertainty and we still need to get the assessment back from the structural engineer. And until then, we need to keep the sidewalks closed because we're committed to everyone's safety.
That's good. And I know you guys did the demolition on that south wall. Do you guys have any plans in maybe um, demolishing like the whole building, or is it, like you mentioned, a little bit unknown right now? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, sure. Yeah, it's unknown. There's several steps to be taken. Of course, the engineer's report is a big one, and also the structure has a historic designation. So we would have to go through the review and approval process with the United States National Park Service, which we're currently doing. Yeah, we had a lightning strike that occurred in April of 2024. And from that lightning strike, there was some damage where we had to remove two of the walls on the 5th floor. And then there was further structural damage that occurred over time. So we needed to remove that other wall on the 5th floor about 3 weeks ago due to the bricks falling.
And I know you mentioned how important it is for pedestrian safety as well as people that sometimes might park there. Can you talk about that as well? Just like, ensuring that, top priority is people's safety around that area.
Yeah, absolutely. We're grateful for the continued support from, the city of Tyler and our engineering team, as well as our demo contractor. We're really committed to the safety of the community, and so it's important that we keep the sidewalks closed until we have that further assessment and we can have that confidence that everything is safe.
What with that further assessment, are they currently doing that assessment or are they working on doing that? What do you know?
The engineer is in progress right now. We're awaiting that structural report. That's something that we hope to have this week. And then we will take a look at that report with the engineer and make some further decisions. Of course, this needs to be reviewed also by National Park Service. So that will be a big part of the decision as well.
The decision in terms of like what sorry.
For next steps, yeah. So right now, with the structural report, this will help us determine if the parking structure is salvageable or if full demolition is required. And so that structural report, in addition to National Park Service review and approval of full demolition, will help us determine a path forward.
Hmm. And if you guys were to do the demolition, and I'm thinking way in advance, but if you guys were to do the demolition, do you know how long that process might take? Just like an estimate?
Well, of course, we'll have to get the structural engineer engaged to do a demo plan. Again, getting demo contractors on board. It's a lot to do with people's schedules and planning. But hopefully we would get it underway, as soon as possible. As far as the parking garage, this is something that is new, so we would need to we need to come up with a plan for that. There's just, there are a lot of unknowns. We're still trying to figure it out internally.